David here again, and welcome to this week's news on the One Up Gaming Podcast, episode 369. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, I'm such a bloody child. But we're going to go through this week's news, so bear with us, we'll get through as quickly as we can. So first of all, we have to mention it. Microsoft Activision buyout looks set to close in October after UK finally approves the deal. Microsoft's long-running pursuit of Activision Blizzard looks set to end in October after the UK finally approved the deal. In April, the UK's Competition and Markets Authority announced its final report on the acquisition, citing competition concerns around cloud gaming in the UK. Since then, Microsoft has defended the US Federal Trade Commission in court, obtained approval from key regulator, the European Commission, and secured an agreement with console rival Sony for the provision of Activision games on PlayStation for a decade. Then in August, Microsoft submitted a new Activision Blizzard deal for review after the CMA confirmed the original deal was blocked. This revised deal would involve selling off Activision cloud gaming rights to Ubisoft, which would be free to port cloud versions of Activision Blizzard games to any platform. Today, September 22nd, the CMA said the new deal addresses its previous concerns and opens the door to the deal being cleared. Microsoft has an October the 18th deadline to deliver the buyout, which now looks inevitable. The CMA said it had limited residual concerns that certain provisions in the sale of Activision's cloud streaming rights to Ubisoft could be circumvented, terminated, or not enforced. In response, Microsoft offered remedies to ensure the terms of the sale of Activision rights to Ubisoft are enforceable by the CMA. The CMA has now provisionally concluded this additional protection should resolve those residual concerns and is now consulting on the remedies before making a final decision. It looks as though the final deals are about to go through. It's been a very long time coming. It's one of those things where 2 years ago when it was announced, or thereabouts, I think that these companies are big enough to realise that it might be a shit show, but these companies are big enough to realise that, yes, they can get the deal done. Otherwise, wow, they spend hundreds of millions of pounds. I think even like Microsoft had to pay $2 billion or something if the deal didn't go through. So it's like they are super confident that things will go through and things will happen, and it's just a very long, drawn out process to actually get it finished. But it looks like it's finally done now. Leave comments. Are you guys excited? Are you worried? Are you a PS5 fanboy and just so worried about the stuff? Well, we'll see in the future. We will see in the future. Next up, Red Dead Redemption 2 for Nintendo Switch spotted on ratings board. Red Dead Redemption 2 may launch on Nintendo Switch if it's to be believed. Ex-user Necrophilippe pointed to the Red Dead Redemption 2 listing on a Brazilian government's website. The listing, currently still online, mentions Nintendo Switch under platforms alongside PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC. It's impossible to say when this listing was updated to include Nintendo Switch, and Rockstar has yet to comment. If accurate, it means Rockstar's open world masterpiece is set for Nintendo's console. It's hard to imagine Red Dead Redemption 2 running natively on Switch, but given The Witcher 3 is available on the console, perhaps it's not such an outlandish thought. Alternatively, Rockstar may have a cloud version of its game up its sleeve. Rockstar released a PS4 and Nintendo Switch port of the original Red Dead Redemption last month, which runs at 30 frames per second on Switch and base PS4. Red Dead Redemption outputs 1080p resolution if you're playing Red Dead Redemption PS4 or PS5 via backwards compatibility. You can run the game in 4K resolution. It's busy time. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a good thing, or do you think it's just a random nonsense? Not sure how it'll run on the Nintendo Switch. They might just run it in the lowest possible resolution that they can get, the lowest detail level, just to get it to run. We'll find out. Leave comments. Let us know what you guys think. As we are always into fan feedback. So next up, Payday 3 dev looking into adding offline mode, blames third party for matchmaking woes. As Payday 3's matchmaking issues continue, its developer is looking into adding an offline mode. Developer Starbreeze has seen Payday 3 suffer a disastrous launch, with severe online problems sparking a backlash from players. On Steam, the co-op heist shooter currently has a mostly negative user review rating. As of writing on September 26th, more people are playing the decade-old Payday 2 than Payday 3 on Valve's platform. As players' complaints grow, Starbreeze boss tweeted to address concerns about Payday 3's always online requirement, saying the team is looking at possibility to add some sort of offline mode. So what went wrong? In a press note, stats of 218,250 concurrent players across all platforms and a peak of 1.347510 unique players. Bloody hell. Starbreeze pointed its finger squarely at its third-party matchmaking partner. Oh god. I will just say, I'll leave it on the screenshots there. I will just actually no, I won't. I'll end it. I will. Don't know what I'm doing. I will just sort of comment and say I played Payday 2 last week, and I played into a game. I got into a match. No idea what I was doing. Got killed all the time, bopping around. In preparation for Payday 3, I downloaded Payday 3. I loaded Payday 3. I got into the start screen of Payday 3. I hit start, and it asked me to log into a Starbreeze account, and I don't have one, and I'm not going to log into more stuff. You shouldn't need to have all this sort of stuff on. It's just annoying, but so then I just turned it off and I deleted the game. So I'm not going to play Payday 3. From the looks of things, it looks like I wouldn't have been able to play it that well anyway. But anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think this game is a nightmare, or do you think it's going to be good? Unity debacle forces dev to cancel Nintendo Switch port of Wipeout style racer. Controversy and upheaval around game engine Unity has forced the developer of a Wipeout style racer to cancel its planned Nintendo Switch port. Ballistic NG, which launched on Steam via PC on 2018 and currently enjoys the overwhelmingly positive user review rating, was set to recent a port on Nintendo. I don't even know what the hell that word's meant to be. But this is no more. Explaining the decision in a post on Steam, developer Neognosis, I don't know, said it was moving forward after what it called the Unity debacle. Last week, Unity announced key changes to its widely planned runtime fee policy, which spawned both desirable and derision and confusion from developers. Jesus, man. And the gaming community at large when it was unveiled earlier this month. As originally announced, starting on January the 1st, 2024, Unity would have started charging developers a small fee every time someone downloaded a game built on Unity's game engine after a certain threshold for minimum revenue and install count. The different tiers of Unity plans, Unity Personal, Unity Plus, Unity Pro, and Unity Enterprise had different thresholds, and per the original announcement, smaller developers using Personal Plus would have had to pay 20 cents per dollar per install once the game passes 200,000 in revenue over the last 12 months and 20,000 live-to-date installs. 20,000? 200,000? That's not bad! Backtracking, Unity said there will now be no runtime fee on games built on Unity Personal, which will remain free. It also increased the financial thresholds of Unity Personal from 100,000 to 200,000 remove the requirement and to use the made with Unity splash screen. No game with less than 1 million in trailing 12-month revenue will be subject. Oh god, I don't have a clue. This is going way above my head. Mention of Switch 2 reduction console support will be out in 2024. Evaluating other game engines, future projects, remove unannounced hardware, blah 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 blah. So, it's just people being dicks, moving things around, not knowing what's going on. But, I don't know, I guess if it's costing way too much and they have that into their graph of when they can make money and when they can't make money, then I guess it makes sense to just like, you know what, scrap it, move on. Next up, Resident Evil Village for iPhone 15 Pro is out on October 30th. If you picked up an iPhone 15 Pro this past weekend and are eagerly awaiting the chance to play Resident Evil Village on your smartphone, you might not have much longer to wait. iPhone iPad port is out October 30th. See screenshots below, blah, 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 or whatever. What's the update? Capcom officially confirmed that the iPhone 15 iPad port. And press release, the company confirmed that this port will retail for $39.99 for the base game, while the Winter's expansion will be available separately for $20. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money. I know it's technically a good game, but it's a lot of money. That bloody hell. Even that shit that scared me. I thought it was going to be like £20 for the, for the full thing, not £20 for the add-on and £40 for the actual base game. Anyway, moving on. From Software's Sekiro Shadows Die Twice sells 10 million copies. I was way out of that. Jeez. So it's crossed the 10 million sales barrier, developer From Software has announced. Confirmation comes over 4 years after the ninja action game came out in 2019 on PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, courtesy of publisher Activision. A Google Stadia version came out later in October 2020. Wow. It got a 9.5. That's good. Since Sekiro launched, From Software released monster hit Elden Ring in 2022 and Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon in 2023. It has yet to announce any new games, although Elden Ring DLC is on the horizon. What do you guys think of that? Let us know in the comments if you think that it's a great game. I've never played it. I don't think so. Did I play a demo of it? I don't know. But I don't think I've played it, or if I have, I can't remember it. But yeah, I don't know. From Software doing well, doing really well. So we'll move on to the next bit of news, and that is Sony launches investigation after ransomware group claims to have breached company's systems. So basically, Cybersecurity Connect reported that a ransomware group calling itself Ransomed VC claimed it had breached Sony Group and threatened to sell stolen data. We have successfully compromised all of Sony systems, ransomed VC claimed on both of their clear and dark nets. As reported by Cybersecurity Connect, we won't ransom them. We will sell the data due to Sony not wanting to pay. Data is for sale. While the claims, what do you mean we won't ransom them? You are ransoming them. You're saying you wouldn't buy the data? Oh, I don't get that. While the claims are unverified at this stage, Cybersecurity Connect said ransomed VC posted proof of the hacked data that includes screenshots of an internal login page, an internal PowerPoint presentation outlining test bench details, and a number of Java files. There's also a file tree of the entire leak, which appears to have less than 6,000 files. Cybersecurity Connect described this cache of data as small relative to the all of all of the Sony systems claimed. Threatened to post the data on September 20th if no buyer is found beforehand. Well, why would you buy it? You just, well, I guess you want internal stuff, yeah. In a statement issued, Sony said, "We are currently investigating the situation and we have no further comments." Of course not, of course you don't. Are you guys worried? Is this a deja vu of what happened before? At least haven't taken PlayStation Network down. Bonus. I don't know. I guess it must be really hard doing all this cybersecurity malark, especially when you're one of the biggest companies in the world. You will have a lot of people breaking at those doors to get in and get the data. Next up, EA Sports confirms FC24 Nintendo Switch frame rate and resolution. With EA Sports FC24 launching this week, I've already played it. I quite enjoyed it. It is just FIFA. All but a name. It is just FIFA. How long is it going to be before everyone says, "Oh, do you want to have a quick game of FIFA?" How long is it going to be before they change? Is it going to be like, "Oh, do you want to have a quick go at FC24?" Or is it, I don't know, EAFC? What would you say? What's the easy way of saying it? Come on, let me know. Leave comments. Let me know. Performance information from EA itself on how the football game runs on the Nintendo Switch. The Switch version is particularly interesting this year because for the first time it runs on EA's Frostbite engine, which is used to power the other versions. It means EA isn't simply releasing a rebranded legacy version of FIFA 19 again. Instead, the Switch version is more akin to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One version. Switch players also get an expanded Ultimate Team mode on par with the Ultimate Team seen in other versions of the game. Ultimate Team in the Nintendo Switch version of FIFA was severely limited, so this improvement is sure to go down well with fans. Producer discussed the multi-year effort across multiple teams that went into getting FC24 running smoothly on Frostbite and Switch. We consider that FC24 is a whole new chapter for the franchise, and we wanted to get players forward. I'm trying to see where it says. Here we go. EA Sports can finally confirm performance details for the Switch version. FC24 on Switch runs at 30 frames per second. Resolution is the maximum of the Switch, allows 720p in handheld and 1080p in docked mode. FIFA has always run at 60 frames across platforms including Switch. Indeed, 60 frames per second is seen by many as essential to the responsiveness required for the football series. But while 30 frames per second on Switch may disappoint some, it's basically a starting point for the Nintendo console. Yeah, I think it's good. I'd like to see more of the Switch. I'd love to see if there's any reviews for the Switch version, because I think it'd be quite cool to see. I will just put this here because I don't really know where else to put this, because this is still, it's like I've done the gaming news and I'm going into like entertainment. I might play a video in the background because I don't really know. But anyway, Rick and Morty Season 7 trailer revealed the sound-alike voices replacing Justin Roiland. Adult Swim has dropped the Season 7 trailer for Rick and Morty, revealing the new voices for the titular characters. Cartoon Network's adult programming channel released a trailer for the upcoming season on Monday, showcasing the voice talents replacing co-creator Justin Roiland, who was removed from the show following since dropped charges of domestic violence. We say voices and talents plural because for the first time in the show's history, there are now two voice actors, one for Rick and the other for Morty. Instead, for the first time in the show's history, there are now two voices. Instead of one voice actor pulling double duty, you can hear how they sound in the trailer below. As you heard, the new voices for the mad scientist grandson duet have a range similar to that of Roiland's, that's because Adult Swim and the show's producers were looking for voice actors with sound-alike talent to preserve the characters' personalities after Roiland left the roles. IGN has confirmed that Adult Swim won't be releasing the names of the voice actors, prior to the season premiere. In a statement also obtained by IGN, a representative with Adult Swim said they want the show to speak for itself. We believe in the strength of the season and our new voices, and we want to preserve the viewing experience for fans. Roiland was charged with domestic violence early this year, leading both Adult Swim and Hulu, who worked with him on Soul Opposites, to cut ties. The charges brought against him were eventually dropped due to insufficient evidence. Early this month, however, NBC News reported that 11 people came forward with the accusations of sexual assault against Roiland. I've watched the trailer. If I wasn't told, I wouldn't have known it was a different voice doing that. I would have just assumed it was the same guy making the voices. I like Rick and Morty, but I'm not a massive fan, and I wouldn't have known. Some people out there, as soon as you hear it, like, different, but I wouldn't. I thought it was alright. Next up, the Expendables 4 debuts with franchise low, $8.3 million at the box office. The Expendables 4 earned just $8.3 million in its opening weekend at the US box office, making it a new franchise low for the Sylvester Stallone and Jason Statham-fronted action series. As reported by Comscore, the fourth Expendables movie suffered the franchise's worst opening weekend in US box office, losing the fight for the top spot to The Nun 2, which conjured up $8.4 million in its third weekend following a scary good $32.6 million weekend box office victory. Expendables marks the first entry in the series in nearly a decade, but continues to drop in box office debuts, earning $7.5 million less than 2014's Expendables 3, which ended up grossing $15.8 million in its opening weekend, putting it behind the 2010 franchise starter, $34.8 million, and its 2012 sequel, $28.5 million. The low takings contribute to the worst box office weekend for the entire year, joining a Horton in Venice, which pulled $6.3 million, Equalizer 3 earning $4.7 million, and Barbie with another $3.2 million in the top 5 slots in the US box office charts, although no movie managed to clear $10 million. I don't know, I just think that the Expendables, the first one was great. It was gore, blood, stupidity. I loved it. And then after that, it was as if they go in for the PG-13 market. So everything was toned well down. And I just think that if that's what they're doing, then they deserve it. Because sometimes you just need to turn your head off and watch some of these stupid gore-fest idiot blowing up people and stuff. But what do you guys think? Do you think this game? Do you think this movie was good? Have you watched it? Are you going to watch it any more? Or is that it? Are you done? So we'll move on to the next bit of news. Again, not gaming, but Shrek's Swamp is now listed on Airbnb. If you're a fan of the hit 2001 film Shrek and have a strong desire to stay the night at the character's swamp, you're about to have a chance soon enough. Airbnb has successfully recreated Shrek's Swamp with bookings opening next month, but you'll have to be quick and lucky. That's good. It's like nothing to... Oh, do you know what? I'd love to go there. Let's get these pictures up. Let's have a look. Oh, that looks nice. That looks really nice. It won't have the donkey there, will it? Oh, that looks really good. Looks like there's nothing really to do though. That's nice. I want to see outside. Oh, that looks amazing. Oh, I'm really impressed. I am really, really impressed. But yeah, so it looks like if you want to do that, put your monies in, put a chance in, and you might be able to do that. And then I will just end the news with some more sad news. Seems like every single week another famous person has died, and I know that's weird because like people die every millisecond of the day. It's just how life works. But it's just weird how whenever we're doing a recording, things happen. David McCallum, the man from U.N.C.L.E. and the NCIS actor, dies aged 90. So he's best known for, I would say, Ducky in the NCIS sort of series. People might not know, but we at One Up Gaming, we were commissioning a cartoon series to be made, and I emailed David McCallum to do a voice in the series. At the time, I just thought, oh, he's an oldish guy, he's probably retired, he wanted to do a bit and bob just to help out. I didn't realise at the time he was on one of the biggest shows in the world. I'm not a big NCIS sort of fan, and I'm not 55 years old. But when I was like talking, I sent an email off, and then I got a rather snotty email back from his probably his PR people. Basically said that if this is a genuine offer, do this correct and send us an email on letter-headed sort of email stuff. And say, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, he just turned 19 on September 19th. Less than a week after he turned 19, his son Peter McCallum described him as the kindest, coolest, and most patient and loving father. He always put family before self. He looked forward to any chance to connect with his grandchildren. He had a unique bond with each of them. He and his youngest grandson, Whit, 9, could often be found in the corner of the room at family parties having deep physiological conversations. He was a true Renaissance man. He was fascinated by science and culture, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Amazing. Amazing. God bless. You're a great guy, or you seem to be a great guy. And that, my friends, is this week's news. So we'll have go to our website, oneupgaming.co.uk, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, like, bell, all that good stuff. And we'll be back in a couple of seconds with the UK Top 40.